Hello, coin collectors and history buffs. Welcome back to channel. Today, we're diving into the story of an iconic British coin, the 1976 10 new pence. We'll cover everything from its design and history to its current value in the collector's market. So if you're curious about coins or maybe even have one of these sitting around, stay tuned because you won't want to miss this. Let's start with a little historical context. In 1971, the United Kingdom underwent a major shift in its currency system, a move known as decimalisation. This change saw Britain abandon its centuries-old system of pounds, shillings, and pence in favor of a simpler, decimal-based system. Among the new coins introduced was the new pence series, which included the 10 new pence coin. The 10 new pence coin we're looking at today was part of this new lineup. It was first minted in 1968, 3 years before the official decimalisation. By 1976, it had become a familiar coin in British pockets and tills across the country. Now, let's talk about the design and features of this coin. The 1976 10 new pence coin, like others in the series, was crafted in a copper-nickel alloy, which gives it a nice silver sheen. It weighs 11.31 grams and has a diameter of 28.5 millimeters. Compared to today's smaller 10 pence pieces. On the obverse or head side, you'll see a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This particular portrait was designed by Arnold Machin and was widely used on British coins from 1968 until 1984. Queen Elizabeth is shown wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her most recognizable crowns. Flipping the coin over, we see a powerful design on the reverse side, a lion passing guardant, which is essentially a lion walking with its head facing forward. The design represents one of the traditional symbols of England and was created by Christopher Ironside, a renowned coin designer. This lion design was used on all 10 new pence coins until 1982, when the denomination changed to just 10 pence without the word new. So, you might be wondering, what's this 1976 10 new pence coin worth today? After all, it's nearly 50 years old now. In terms of face value, it's still worth 10 pence. However, as a collectible, it can have additional value depending on its condition. For a circulated 1976 10 new pence coin, the value isn't particularly high. Most circulated coins of this type sell for around 10 to 50 pence, so not a huge markup over face value. However, if you have one in mint or higher, uncirculated coins might sell for around PS1 to PS2, or even a bit more if they're in pristine condition. It's worth noting that these coins aren't considered rare. Millions were minted, so finding a 1976 10 new pence in average condition is quite common. Before we wrap up, here are a few fun facts. The new pence series was phased out starting in 1982, when the coinage dropped the word new in favor of just 10 pence. The 10p coin was also reduced in size in 1992, making these original 10 new pence coins larger than modern ones. So, if you find one of these larger 10 new pence coins in your collection, it's like holding a piece of British history, a reminder of a time when the UK's currency was undergoing massive change. When it comes to the condition of coins like the 1976 UK 10 new pence, the value can vary significantly based on how well the coin has been preserved. Here's a quick breakdown of how condition impacts value, with descriptions to help you assess a coin's condition. These coins show heavy wear. The details, particularly on the Queen's profile and the lion on the reverse, may be very smooth or worn down. There could be scratches, discoloration, or even small nicks. In poor to fair condition are generally only worth their face value 10 pence, or slightly above that 10 to 20 pence. These are considered the most common condition for coins that have been circulated heavily. Coins in good condition show clear details but are still visibly worn. The high points of the design, like the tiara on the Queen's portrait and parts of the lion, may be somewhat worn but still recognizable. These coins might fetch a slightly higher value, around 20 to 50 pence. As they are still fairly common but more desirable than heavily circulated ones. A coin in very fine condition shows minimal wear. The details are still crisp, but you can tell it has been in circulation due to small signs of wear or light scratches. In this condition, the coin might sell for around 50 pence to PS1, depending on demand among collectors. These coins have barely any wear, and any flaws are minor. The details are very sharp with perhaps slight loss of luster. This is a very collectible condition, especially for older coins. Uncirculated coins have never been used in everyday transactions, so they retain their original luster and sharp detailing. These coins might even have a slight sheen, known as the mint luster. There should be no visible wear, though they may have minor imperfections from the minting process itself. An uncirculated 1976 10 new pence coin can be worth PS1 to PS2, possibly even more for coins with perfect detailing. This is the most desirable condition for collectors seeking top quality coins. Proof coins are specially made for collectors, often with a polished or mirrored finish and exceptional detail. These coins are usually struck multiple times to bring out finer details and aren't intended for circulation. A proof 1976 10 new pence, if it exists, could be worth even more, possibly around PS5 or higher, as these coins are scarce and highly collectible. When evaluating coins, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check the finer details. Check for luster, wear on high points, and any scratches or nicks that may affect the value. Placing the coin under a bright light can also help you see the level of wear and any small imperfections more clearly. For anyone interested in collecting, buying coins in better conditions like uncirculated or proof can often be a more rewarding investment, as these coins tend to retain or increase in value over time. The 1976 UK 10 new pence coin is part of a fascinating chapter in British numismatic history, tied closely to the decimalisation of Britain's currency, a major transformation that began in the 1960s and culminated in 1971. Here's an in-depth look at the historical context behind this coin before decimalisation. The British currency system was quite complex, based on pounds, shillings, and pence. The pound was divided into 20 shillings, and each shilling into 12 pence, meaning there were 240 pence to a pound. This system had been in place for centuries but was seen as increasingly outdated and cumbersome, especially as many other countries already use simpler decimal systems. In 1966, the UK government officially announced plans to adopt a decimal currency, setting in motion one of the biggest currency overhauls in British history. The Decimal Currency Act was passed in 1969, and after years of preparation, Decimal Day February 15, 1971 marked the official switch to the new system. The British people were introduced to a currency system that divided the pound into 100 new pence. The 10 new pence was first minted in 1968, even before Decimal Day, to help ease people into using the new currency. It was initially introduced as a larger coin with a diameter of 28.5 millimeters and a weight of 11.31 grams, giving it a substantial feel. This coin was designed to replace the old florin or 2 shilling piece, which was close in size and value. The obverse, or head side, of the 10 new pence features a profile portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin. Machin's portrait was distinctive, capturing the Queen in a natural and regal pose, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a favorite crown that symbolized both tradition and modernity. This portrait design became iconic and was used on British coins from 1968 until the mid-1980s. The reverse side of the coin, designed by renowned coin designer Christopher Ironside, features the lion passing garden. This heraldic image shows a lion in profile walking while looking forward. The lion is a powerful symbol of England and has been associated with British identity for centuries. This design emphasized the strength and heritage of the British nation, making it a fitting emblem for one of the UK's new coins. The term new pence was intended as a temporary label to help people adjust to the new currency system. The Royal Mint decided to drop new from the design. All 10p coins minted after this date simply said 10 pence. Instead of new pence. In 1992, the 10p coin underwent another major change when it was reduced in size from 28.5 millimeters to 24.5 millimeters. This smaller version is closer to the modern 10p coin size we see today. As a result, the original, larger 10 new pence coins like those from 1976 are no longer in circulation but remain collectibles for coin enthusiasts and history buffs alike. The 1976 10 new pence coin is not particularly rare, as millions of these coins were minted throughout the 1970s. This means that most 10p coins from this era hold only modest value, especially if they're in circulated condition. For collectors, the coin's condition plays a major role in its value. Uncirculated or near mint examples, especially those with minimal wear, can fetch a few pounds. Meanwhile, circulated coins usually only have face value, or slightly more if they're in good condition. Though the 1976 10 new pence isn't particularly valuable in monetary terms, it's still highly collectible. It's a piece of British history that reminds us of a time when the country was navigating a new currency system, a period marked by both tradition and, from banking to shopping and school education. It also symbolized the UK's movement towards a more standardized economic system in line with other global currencies. The use of the lion on the coin is part of a long tradition in British heraldry. Lions have been associated with British royalty and national identity since the medieval period, and their continued use on currency ties each coin to a broader story of national pride and heritage. In short, the 1976 10 new pence coin is much more than just a small piece of currency. It's a snapshot of a transitional moment in British history, For collectors, it's not just the silver sheen of Kupfernickel or the weight in hand that makes this coin special, but the story it tells about an evolving Britain embracing a new system, while also celebrating the symbols and figures that define its identity. The United Kingdom 5 New Pence from 1970. Whether you're a numismatics enthusiast or just curious about coin collecting, stick around to learn more about this iconic piece of currency. The United Kingdom 5 New Pence coin was introduced as part of a major change in British currency, the switch to decimalization in 1971. This new system was revolutionary as it replaced the traditional system of pounds, shillings, and pence. The 5 New Pence coin we're looking at today was actually first minted a year before the official switch in 1970. It's often thought of as a symbol of modernization for British currency. Let's take a closer look at the design. The obverse, or front side, features an elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This specific portrait was widely used on British coinage from 1968 to 1984. The Queen is shown wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, which was one of her favorite pieces of jewelry. Side, we see the crowned Scottish thistle, symbolizing one of the four nations of the United Kingdom. The thistle design represents Scotland and was created by renowned artist Christopher Ironside. The crown atop the thistle reflects the royal connection and the heritage of the British Isles. The 5 New Pence from 1970 is made of Kupfernickel, a durable blend of copper and nickel. It has a diameter of 23.59 mm and weighs 5.65 grams. Interestingly, its size and weight were intentionally set to match the pre-decimal shilling coin, so people would get used to the new currency without feeling an immediate difference. Now, let's talk about what this coin might be worth today. Since it's from the 1970 pre-decimal set, this coin was technically never released for circulation. It's considered a non-circulating coin, so finding one in pristine condition isn't too difficult. Collectors can often find it in uncirculated or near-mint condition. So, how much is it worth? The value of the 1975 New Pence coin generally depends on its condition. In uncirculated condition, it usually goes for about PS1 to PS3. If you have the full 1970 proof coin set, however, that could increase the value to around PS10 to PS20. Depending on the demand among collectors. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that the 5 New Pence coin was officially resized in 1990? In coin collecting, condition is key in determining a coin's value as it reflects how well the coin has been preserved over time. Here's a quick overview of the main condition grades for coins like the 1970 UK 5 New Pence. In this condition, the coin has never been in general circulation. It shows no signs of wear and retains its original mint luster and sharp details. An uncirculated 1975 New Pence coin is usually worth around PS1 to PS3, but can be more valuable if part of a complete 1970 coin set. Very minimal wear, with almost all details still sharp and clear. It may show tiny signs of handling, but the coin will still have a good amount of its original luster. Some light wear on the higher points of the coin, but the design details are all clear. A coin in this condition is attractive but has lost some of its original shine. Noticeable wear on the coin's high points, though the overall design is still visible. This grade is common for coins that have seen moderate circulation. Substantial wear across the coin, with much of the finer details and luster lost. The design can still be identified, but a collector would consider this a lower grade coin. For coins like the 1975 New Pence, condition makes a big difference since these coins were issued only in mint sets rather than general circulation. Finding one in top condition can increase its collectible appeal and value, especially to those interested in UK decimalization coins. Proper storage and handling are essential to maintain a coin's grade over time. The United Kingdom 5 New Pence, an interesting history tied closely to the decimalization of British currency. Let's explore the background of this coin and its historical significance. By the 1960s, Britain was one of the few major countries still using a complex, non-decimal currency system based on pounds, shillings, and pence. The traditional system was challenging for calculations, especially as international decimalization would simplify the currency and make British currency more compatible with international standards. In 1966, the British government decided to move toward a decimalized system, which meant reorganizing the currency into a format based on multiples of 10, making calculations easier and more accessible for the general public. To prepare for the decimalization, the Royal Mint began introducing new coins ahead of the official switch in 1971. One of these was the 5 New Pence coin, first minted in 1968 and continued in annual production, including the 1970 version, which was part of a trial or practice. Coinage set. The 5 new pence coin was initially equal in size, shape, and value to the existing shilling coin, which helped people become accustomed to the new currency without experiencing immediate disruption. This meant that shillings and 5p coins were interchangeable for a while and helped the transition feel less abrupt. The coin's design on the featured Queen Elizabeth II with a portrait by artist Arnold Machine. This image of the Queen was widely recognized and was used on all British coins from 1968 to 1984, reinforcing a sense of continuity despite the new currency system. The 5 new pence displayed a crowned thistle, a symbol of Scotland. The design was crafted by Christopher Ironside, who included the thistle to represent the unity of the United Kingdom's nations. The crown symbolized the monarchy, adding a traditional element to this modern coin. Banks, post offices, and shops adjusted their pricing, accounting, and checkout processes to match the new currency, though the process of adaptation took time. Decimalization required extensive public education campaigns, and even tools like conversion charts were issued to ease people into the new system. In 1990, the 5p coin was resized to a smaller diameter 18 mm, instead of 23.59 mm, make it more compact and efficient to use. The larger size 5 new pence coins, like the 1970 version, were eventually withdrawn from circulation. This change marked another shift in British coinage, further modernizing the currency and leaving the original larger size 5p coins as collectibles. The original 5 new pence coin is now a collectible item, especially coins from 1970, as they were minted for collectors rather than circulation. The coin is a reminder of Britain's transition to a decimalized currency system and an emblem of the modernization of British currency. Today, collectors cherish these coins, especially in mint or uncirculated conditions. For their historical significance, as part of Britain's decimalization era, 5 new pence coin represents more than just a unit of currency, it's a piece of British history. Its creation and usage tell the story of a time when Britain adapted to changing economic demands and simplified its currency for a modern world. The 1970 version of the coin, in particular, is a cherished collectible that preserves a moment in the United Kingdom's numismatic and economic evolution. Thank you, PLZ. Next time.